Hey everyone, it's Joy here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a really wonderful day. Today I'm excited to share Simon Hurley's new collection with Spellbinders. You know, he's been with Ranger Ink for quite a while now, and he's got this new collection. It's his Joyful Christmas collection, and we're going to be doing some hot foiling and some die cutting with this. So here are the two pieces. I will have them listed and linked for you below, but this is like a candy stripe die, which I think is so fun. And then we've got this beautiful glimmer plate that is called the String of Lights, but they're little ornaments and I think they're so pretty. I think it's called the String of Lights, but you guys will see below. Okay, I'm going to cut my aura foil. I am using the foil cutter from Spellbinders. I'm just laying down my glimmer plate so I can decide how much of this foil I actually need, and then I'm just going to trim it out. And then I can turn it sideways and trim it down again because I don't need such a thick piece. But that's what this, I don't know, this really works well. I put it up and then went, wait a minute, I need to trim that down. And so I'm going to trim it down again. But I'm using, for my background cardstock, I'm using, the Glimmer Specialty Cardstock. You guys, sorry, I couldn't think of what it was called. The Glimmer Specialty Cardstock from Spellbinders. Because I already had my glimmer plate taped down, I just used the coordinating die to measure out a smaller piece of foil for that background. So I'm going to tape that in place. I have my Glimmer hot foil system already getting heated up, nice and hot and ready to hot foil. I love hot foiling. I think it's so pretty. I have a bunch of other videos for hot foiling, so if you guys are interested in that, definitely take a look at my channel and you guys will definitely see those. But I'm going to tape that in place. I have a hinge and I do that in case I don't get a good foiled image. I can just put a new piece of foil down and lay that right in place. So I'm going to flip that over. I was making sure it fits because it's a long glimmer plate. So I was making sure all of it was on the hot part of the docking station, excuse me. Because it's ready now, I can put my plates and shims, run that through my die cut machine. I like to do it nice and slow, forward and back, to give time for that foil to really get pressed down and adhere to that paper. The Glimmer Specialty paper really takes foil fabulously. So I really love using that when I can. So I'm going to peel this up and then we have a great foiled image. Look at how that turned out. Now let's use the coordinating die to die cut this out. I'm going to tape this in place. Make sure when you are taping it in place that you don't get your tape onto the foil itself because it can lift it up, especially this purple tape. It's a little bit of a stronger low tack tape, so I'm being really careful to not get it on the actual foil. I'm going to run that through the die cut machine and we're going to die cut that out. And you guys will be able to see how that looks. And I just think it's so pretty. What a fun little glimmer plate to have in your stash. And I'm just very excited for Simon Hurley to have another collection with another company. Okay, let's do some ink blending. So we're using some Simon Says Stamp SEAFOAM and GUAVA inks. We're going to go with the pink and turquoise for this Christmas card. So I'm going to do 3 that are turquoise and 2 that are pink. So I'm going to ink blend those just with a small blender brush, nice and light. It's not taking off any of the foil, but I am being careful. I'm not putting a ton of pressure on. And just giving this a nice little color, and then you can see that foil through. And I love how this turned out. Super easy way to color this, but you could also use Copic markers if you wanted to color the open areas of the foiling. But I opted to not do that because it wasn't a ton of open area, so I just thought this would be a quicker, easier way to color these. And look at how cute those look. Okay, so here is that like candy stripe die. You have a large piece that's going to die cut a solid piece, and then you have the little insert piece that's going to cut the stripes. I am die cutting that from white cardstock. I already die cut just that larger rectangular piece from white glitter cardstock. So this is going to be a white on white background with a glitter cardstock and a regular cardstock. And I think that is so pretty. So I'm just going to pop out all these little pieces. I don't need the little tiny pieces that I'm popping out here. So I just kept the larger pieces because that's what I want to inlay on this card. But look at how fun this die is. I think it is so pretty. And I think you could do a lot of fun colors with this that have nothing to do with Christmas. like a fun rainbow color or pastels or something like that and replacing all of those little pieces. You'd have to die cut that sucker quite a few times, but I think it would be worth it. Okay, so I have my Bearly Art liquid glue, and I would definitely use liquid glue on this for 2 reasons. One, because I'm sticking it to a glitter cardstock and you want something strong. And also because this has a lot of fine lines, and trying to put a tape runner or something like that on it would just be a nightmare. So I would advise against that. I'm going to place this down and line it up. And you can already see how pretty this is. And you could even leave it like this, and this is gorgeous. But I did want to inlay some of those thicker strips. So I'm just going to alternate because I want to have some areas open and some areas not. But I didn't want it to feel overly full. So if I put in all of those larger pieces, I think it would have just, you really wouldn't have seen a lot of the glitter cardstock, which I really wanted to see in the background. So I'm just going to put these in place with that liquid glue, making sure I'm lining them up. And sometimes you just have to turn the orientation to get them to fit correctly. And of course, reverse tweezers are very, very helpful in this. And then we have this fun background. Now I'm also going to show you that I did a red and white background. So it was the white glitter in the background and then the red stripes. And this is really, really pretty. It's so pretty. I love a red and white for Christmas, but it just did not go with my pink and teal in the way that I wanted it to. So I actually did this one first and then went to the white on white, and that turned out really, really nice. So, but I wanted to show you what this looked like so you guys could see how pretty this is when you do a different color like red and white. So I'm just going to finish gluing those down. One more little piece at the bottom. And I was like, wait a minute, I need something. So I'm going to pop that in. But you can see how versatile this fun die is. Okay, I'm going to ink up my sentiment. This is from Waffle Flowers. This is their Star Snowflake bundle, and this has a sentiment in it that says it's the most wonderful time of the year. I stamped that in the GUAVA ink, and I'm just going to trim that out with my paper trimmer, and it's a nice large sentiment. I feel like I needed it something a little bit bigger to kind of take up a lot of that white space in the background. So this is absolutely perfect. I want the ornaments to be popped up with foam tape, of course, and the sentiment as well will have some foam tape. So I'm just going to cut little pieces and put it on the larger parts of this die. And then I'm going to pop that in the center, but a little bit lower in the center. And sorry about my hands moving there. Someone was in the room talking with me, probably my son. And so I was chatting while I was working. So here's some foam tape behind this, and let's put these guys in place. I love how simple this card is, but it really shows off that foiling. And even though it's white on white, you can tell that it's different, and those stripes really stand out, and I think it's so pretty. It just reminds me of snow, and I love it. And this is an A2 size, so it'll fit on a white A2 size card base. And I'm using some glitter or sequins, I'm sorry, some Studio Katia sequins on the background. And I'm just going to put a few of those in place, and then using my liquid glue to adhere that down. And then this card is completely finished, and look at how pretty that is. I love a good foiled image with that aura foil and that fun striped background. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this project, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.